Hi everybody, I'm Miller-Tobin. Get ready, because today we're making my blueberry French toast bake with streusel topping. And one of our favorite ingredients that goes into this delicious dish is Philadelphia Original Cooking Cream. So come on in and let's get started. You're gonna love it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And then I took my bread. You're gonna take about 14 slices of bread. You're gonna wanna cut it up into cubes. 1-inch cubes. You can leave the crusts on or you can take them off, whatever your preference. So I'm going to pop this into my oven as it's coming up to temperature for about 5 minutes so that we dry out some of the moisture since this is fresh bread. While I've got the bread cubes in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my pan. I'm using a baking spray that has a little bit of flour to it. That'll help for an easier release once it's all cooked. Now let's get started with some of our filling. I'm going to use a dozen eggs today, and to the eggs we are going to add 1.5 cups of whole milk and 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And we're going to mix that all together, and that's what we're going to pour over the bread. To that, we are also going to add 1 cup of blueberries. Now if this were the summer, I would of course be using fresh blueberries, but frozen work fine too. So, I'm going to get my eggs cracking, and we're going to get that all blended up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to add the milk and the maple syrup. 1.5 cups of milk, 1/3 cup maple syrup. We've got our eggs mixed together with our 1.5 cups of milk and the 1/3 cup of maple syrup. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my streusel started, my streusel topping started. That's hard to say. My streusel topping started. So you're going to have 1/2 cup flour, 1/2 cup sugar into the bowl, and to that I'm adding 1/3 cup of unsalted butter. And you want to make sure that that butter comes to room temperature. So flour, sugar, butter into the bowl, and I'm going to take a fork, or if you had one, a pastry cutter, and you are going to want to work your butter into that flour and sugar until you get a nice little pebbly consistency. I don't know about you, but I have been using cooking cream non-stop. I'm so happy now to be able to find it on the shelves of my grocery store too. So when I'm practicing and experimenting with my recipes, I don't have to worry that I'm going to use it all up. I can run out and get more. And I already know that it has really changed some of the way that I cook, especially on the weeknights. When you get home from work, you can just reach right in there, grab that out. You can dress up leftovers with it. It's really a revolutionary product because you have all of the flavor right in that little. Now today we're working with the original flavor cooking cream, and what I like about that is the days I have a little bit of extra time to spend, I can incorporate my own flavors. I can come up with my own herbs and spices to add to that cream, but I've already got a basic cream sauce started. I can go sweet like I am today with the blueberry French toast bake. I can go savory, I can make a dip, I can spread it on a sandwich. There are endless options to it. And that's what I think is so great about all of them. All of the flavors are fantastic. Heck, you could probably combine 2 of the flavors or all 4 of the flavors and come up with something new. So there's just no end to what you can do with them. And in fact, back there all the way in the corner, I've got my crock pot going with a nice big pork roast, and I'm using the savory garlic cooking cream on that. Nice, long, slow roast in the savory garlic. Oh, over some scalloped potatoes later on. Yum, yum, yum. But first, we gotta get the brunch out of the way. So, I've got my streusel topping done, and it's all nice and incorporated. I kind of want to show you here. It's kind of, can you see that? This kind of a mealy texture, but the butter and the flour and the sugar are completely incorporated, and this is what we're going to put right on top just before we put it in the oven. I can smell that my bread has gotten nice and toasty. So I'm going to wash off my hands and we're going to pull that out and get it all assembled. But I'm going to go ahead and put this directly into my baking dish. So we're just going to slide the bread cubes in there. Now directly on top of this, we are going to be adding the Philadelphia Cooking Cream Original Flavor. So we are just going to open up our tub of yummy goodness. And this is a single 10-ounce tub. And we're just going to kind of dot that all across the top of our bread. And you don't want to miss a drop. You want to make sure you get every last little bit of morsel-y goodness out of here and into the pan. Next thing I'm going to do is add my cup of blueberries. Now you can use fresh or frozen. Today I'm using frozen. And we're just going to sprinkle those right on top of the bread and the cooking cream that we have in there. Kind of wiggle those around so everything gets down in there. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. So now I'm going to pour in our egg mixture. Da, 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 da. You're just going to pour that all over the top. I should have mentioned in the beginning, you want to use a 9x13 pan. Next, you're going to want to take your spatula and make sure you press down so that all of the bread has a chance to soak and absorb some of that egg mixture goodness. This is looking good. So I'm going to let this sit for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then we're going to put on the streusel topping. And we're going to pop it in the oven. But first, before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of lemon zest right on top. I love that fresh citrusy taste that a little bit of lemon zest can bring to a dish like this. It really wakes up in your mouth and is delicious. Okay, we're just about ready to pop this into the oven. This has been sitting for about 3 or 4 minutes. So now we're going to go ahead and put on the streusel topping. And you're just going to cover it edge to edge. It's as simple as that. Into a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes. Let's go. Well, as you can see, it's fresh, hot, and bubbly from the oven. When I checked it after 35 minutes, it wasn't quite finished cooking yet, so I left it in for an additional 10, and you can see the streusel topping is lightly browned. You can see the pockets where the cooking cream has melted in with the blueberries, and this is just looking absolutely delicious. And now for the taste test. I wish you were here so that you can smell this. The blueberries, the cooking cream, all of that yummy goodness in there together. And it really is like a great big giant bakery blueberry muffin with that bakery style streusel topping. Really adds the touch. And I don't know if you can see here, we have some of that cooking cream and the blueberries have melded together, and you're going to get that original Philadelphia flavor, that smoothness of the Philly cream cheese in a cooking cream though, but that's going to just be so nice and luxurious on the tongue. So here we go, let's take a bite. Absolutely. Just like as if I had a fresh, hot blueberry bakery muffin. Only I made it, and I made it delicious with Philadelphia original cooking cream. So, let's recap for today. We made ourselves a wonderful blueberry French toast bake with streusel topping, and it was made even more delicious by adding the Philadelphia original flavored cooking cream. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.